What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode on Code with Annie. Thank you so much for all the support you have been giving me so far. And in this video, we're going to continue looking at some of the OOPS concepts that are pending, which is polymorphism and encapsulation. The reason I'm covering two of these in the same video is because you have already come across one of them in my previous videos, which is encapsulation. Now, what is encapsulation? Encapsulation basically states that all the method behaviors or methods or behaviors and properties can be bound inside a single class. For example, employee as a class hosts all the properties and behavior of employee within itself, which is the name in this case, and you have a getter method to get the name, you have a setter constructor to set the name. So everything, every property of employee is encapsulated within the class employee. And this is the fundamental principle of encapsulation in Java. So with that small clarification aside, let's shift to the next more important OOPS concept, which is polymorphism. So what is polymorphism? Polymorphism basically states that it's a combination of two Greek words, poly and morphism, which means changing into multiple forms. And let me explain you it about it with an example. There are two types of polymorphism, but let me give you an example and then I will tell you what those types are and how it works out. Let's take the inheritance example itself, and that's where I will be able to explain the types of polymorphism as well. So let's take a look at tech employee. Now, tech employee is a class that extends employee class, which means it has all the properties and behaviors of employee, while at the same time it has its own properties. Unless we haven't defined an own property here, so let's do that here. Let's say I have private int age. I just want to calculate the age of the employee, right? So I'm just going to keep tech employee's age. This is just an example. So bear in mind, because I'm just trying to elaborate a particular concept, so it might not sink in with the actual way of doing it, but this is just to give you an idea on how polymorphism works. Now I have an age, so I'm gonna say I have a setter method for this age. I'm gonna say public void set age, and I pass an age to it, and I can say this dot age equal to age. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna create one more method here, public void set age, the same name, but it's gonna have a slightly different parameter. What I'm saying is I'm gonna give an object to it, which will help me give the year of birth for the person. Let's say I'm going to say emp age space emp age. So emp age is a POJO class that I've created here. So it's a POJO class, meaning it is a plain old Java object which has only setter and getter methods. In this case, the setter is a constructor and getter is the method that is used to get the value here, which is year. It's a get year. So with this POJO class, what I'm going to do is any year that I pass to it, birth year I pass to it, it is going to retain that. And if I want to get the year out of it, I can use the instance of this class and call get year and return me the year. Now for tech employee, the second method setAge is going to accept this custom object or this POJO class object, which is employee age. And I'm going to say this dot age is equal to year dot now dot get value. This is a built-in library function in Java, which is used to get the current system year. So as you can see, if I hover over it, it shows the Java doc and says it gives you the calendar system and the year, which is, for example, 2007, it might be 2007 is the value that this will return. So we're going to use this inbuilt method to get the current year, which is 2024. And I'm going to say minus emp age dot get year. So let's say now is 2024 and employee age is 2000, then this dot age will be 2024 minus 2000, which is 24. Okay, so I'm doing the same thing as I'm doing it here, but slight variation is instead of directly passing the age, I'm passing the year of birth for the employee, and I'm going ahead and calculating based on the difference in the year of birth, what is the age. Now these two methods are same, correct? But the only difference is the parameters which I accept. This is called as compile time polymorphism in Java. Basically, when the class compiles, it will understand that, okay, there are two methods with accepting two different parameters. So based on the type of parameter I pass, it will invoke the appropriate method. Let's say I want to go ahead to my main class and say, I'm just going to print out the year as well to get to let you know how this prints out the result. It will be 2024 anyways, but let's look at the main picture. Let's tech employee space tech employee equal to new tech employee. Okay. Oh, the name is required, I think. Yeah, we'll pass a name. We'll get Ajit. Now I'm gonna say tech employee dot set age. If you can see, it pushes out both the methods to you, right? It says there is one with an integer, one with an object. Which one do you want to use? So if I say set age of 20, this will also work. While at the same time, if I say tech employee dot set age of new EMP age 2000, this will also work. So if I call both of these back to back, the value of age will get overridden accordingly. So this dot age will be initially set to 20. Then again, this is called, it will compute. Then again, it will overwrite what was already set by this guy. So this is how compile time polymorphism works in Java. There is one other polymorphism in Java, which is called as runtime polymorphism. So how does that work out? So let's go here. And what we're going to do is, let's see if we have a method in employee class which can be overridden. There is protected employee name, correct? So in tech employee, I'm going to override that method. I'm going to say at override. Automatically it shows, okay, there is a method that you can override. I'm going to put that here. And I'm going to say get employee name. It's calling super.get employee name. I don't want to do that. I want to return a name from here. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to return something from here. Even though I have passed the name from here, I'm going to return something different. Let's say I'm going to return Raj. Okay. Same thing. I can do it in non-tech employee as well. I can say at override, and automatically it shows, okay, there is a method that you can override, which I'll do, and I will say array. So the process of overriding your base class methods in your subclasses, tech employee, non-tech employee, is called as runtime polymorphism or method overriding. The compile time polymorphism that I showed you here in tech employee, this is called method overloading. Basically, I'm saying that I have the same method names, but the parameters they accept will be different. This is why it's called as overloaded method. Whereas here in this case, the parameters are all, everything is same, but I'm going to completely override the behavior of the method. I'm going to return something else entirely. Even though the method could have the same parameters, it could have no parameters, anything, but whatever is there in employee, I take the exact same copy of it in tech employee and just change the behavior of it. This is called as runtime polymorphism. And why it's called runtime is because only when I create the instance of this object, I will know which one to call. For the sake of this, because the main is outside, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and remove the protected modifier because I can't access it from outside. I'm going to make it public, and all the two places which it impacts, which basically these two places, I'm going to change this as well to public and this as well to public. Now in main.java, I will be able to access these. And what I'm going to do is, if I say tech employee dot get employee name, it will return me the tech employee's name. When I say non-tech employee space non-tech employee equal to new non-tech employee, and I pass something, whatever I pass here, it doesn't matter. It will not even return these values. It will return what I have overridden there. So I'm going to say non-tech employee dot get employee name. Let me put that both in south system.out.println and this as well. If I type SOUT, the IDE automatically converts it into system.out.println if I press an enter. That's a keyboard shortcut that you can know. So let's run this and see what is the result. So even though I've passed Ajit and Ravi, what I'm returning from both of these guys is Raj and Hari because I've completely overridden the behavior. So that's it for this video. Hope you liked it. If you liked it, please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already for more such awesome tech content. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.